All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. So, as we know, the Green Bay Packers are coming off an unbelievable season. They were 3-6 at one point. Jordan Love, the offense, the defense, everybody's firing on all cylinders. They go 9-8. They absolutely dismantled the Dallas Cowboys and unfortunately end up losing in the divisional round to the San Francisco 49ers. But, folks, in the first year after Aaron Rodgers, you got Jordan Love, who just put up, quite literally, borderline statistically MVP caliber numbers. And so now our vision is kind of set for the moon. Now, with that being said, the Green Bay Packers being such a young team, there are still some older guys, right? We got guys like Preston Smith, David Bakhtiari, Aaron Jones. Technically, Aaron Jones isn't even old by any stretch, but the Green Bay Packers, as we've already seen, have been restructuring contracts, right? So the Green Bay Packers currently have an estimated $12.7 million in cap space. They just recently adjusted Rashawn Gary and Preston Smith's contracts, so they freed up about $7 million in cap space. And we know David Bakhtiari could be a cut candidate. Devondre Campbell could also be a cut candidate, and that would get Green Bay's salary cap number to around $30 million. And the reason that's important for Green Bay and Goot and the GM and everybody, the organization, is because of especially Jordan Love's extension coming up. It's looming, right? Jordan Love will be extended from the Green Bay Packers, and it is going to be a high dollar amount. But Aaron Jones is entering the final year of his 4-year, $48 million contract, earning a base salary of $11 million. And we just read an article where Tom Silverstein wrote this article talking about Aaron Jones and the Green Bay Packers meeting up at the Combine to talk structure. And we're going to talk about that and the Packers running back room in just a minute. But before we do, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. Packers fans, diehard cheesehead over here. We post a ton of Packers videos on this channel. So we can try and get it to 250 likes. That would mean the absolute world to me. So basically, in that article, there was a quote: if the two can't reach an agreement in the next 2 weeks, the Packers would release him and then hope whatever they're offering isn't matched on the open market. Silverstein kind of, retweaks. He sends out a tweet saying, let me clarify on the story. The Packers met to try to reduce his salary cap number. I don't know if they're asking for a pay cut. I should have made that clear. It could be a restructure. The idea is to just get his cap number down. Sorry for the confusion. So I saw a great tweet here from Zach Cruz, and he said this: you'd have to think there's some middle ground where the Packers can turn base salary into something incentive-based for Aaron Jones. Lower cap number / protection for the team, money for 33 if he's great. And obviously, it's not as black and white as that, because we've seen Aaron Jones's usage rate just kind of plummet in previous seasons, because he only played 11 games this past season. He had 656 yards, a pair of touchdowns. He had 233 yards and a touchdown through the air. He's very important. He had a great game against the Dallas Cowboys, 118 yards, 3 touchdowns, 108 rushing yards in the divisional round against San Francisco. And San Francisco's defense is notorious for holding rushing or opposing rushers to under 100 yards. So, I don't need to explain to my Packers fans why Aaron Jones is extremely important, and he's extremely vital to get him back for at least one season. And then we bring in the whole deal that AJ Dillon's a free agent. AJ Dillon, I highly doubt, will be back with the Green Bay Packers next season. And I understand money and all this, and I think Zach really got it proper. I don't understand a world where Aaron Jones is not back with the Green Bay Packers next season. Maybe if our offense was a little bit older and we, this was fast forward one season, maybe with age and money and, just the running back market in general, this is a loaded running back class in free agency. Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley, Tony Pollard, Austin Eckler, DeAndre Swift. I don't think, even if Aaron Jones was not on the Green Bay Packers, I don't think any of those players would be Packers next season. If there's one thing I've learned being a lifelong Green Bay Packers fan is, Green Bay doesn't really make splashy moves like that, especially at the running back position. So my hope and my guess is that Aaron Jones is back as RB1 next season. I wouldn't be surprised. In fact, I anticipate them to draft a running back at some point. But we do have to prepare eventually for the departure of Aaron Jones. And so there's a lot of good sneaky running backs out there that could either be, next up or complementary to Aaron Jones. And I want to take the latter. I want to talk about I want to talk three specific running backs that I think would be perfectly complementary to Aaron Jones. And God forbid if Aaron Jones isn't back with the Green Bay Packers next season, they'd probably sign one of these three players and draft a running back probably earlier than anticipated. So the first one is Zach Moss. I read an article, I think it was from LombardiAv.com. I really like this. He's 26 years old. So Jonathan Taylor, he was part of the Indianapolis Colts last season. Jonathan Taylor was injured to start the year, right? So he started 5 games, Zach Moss. 96 rushes, 466 yards, and 4 touchdowns. He averaged 4.9 yards per carry. He also added 14 catches for 110 yards. And I got to say, honestly, this dude would be perfect to back up Aaron Jones because, once again, Aaron Jones only played 11 games this past season. If there's one thing that always worries me with Aaron Jones is I don't want him to get injured. And I don't want him to be injured at any point in the season. But at the same time, I don't want to be giving this dude 25 rushes a game because we need him healthy in the playoffs. He had 3 touchdowns, over 100 rushing yards against Dallas, and then he had over 100 rushing yards against San Francisco. So, we need this dude healthy in the playoffs. That's bottom line. We need Aaron Jones healthy in the playoffs, but I also remember being at Soldier Field in week 1, and Aaron Jones put up, a masterclass performance. So Zach Moss is kind of flying under the radar because of the fact of, Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, Tony Pollard. It's just a loaded running back market in free agency this season. Next up, we have Devin Singletary. I'm not sure. I don't think Devin will be back with Houston next season. He took over starting commands around halfway through the season over Dameon Pierce in the second season. 216 attempts, 898 rushing yards. He had a career season. He spent his first 4 years with the Buffalo Bills where, he's had now 3 straight seasons rushing for over 800 yards. He is a perfect complementary running back. And once again, God forbid if Aaron Jones is not back with Green Bay next season, I do think Devin Singletary would be a very good, affordable option to be starting running back next season. And then finally, we have a trade proposal. This is for Tyler Algier with the Atlanta Falcons. I really like Tyler Algier, but if there's one thing we know about Atlanta, new head coach coming in, new offensive coordinator coming in, and they've got future star running back in Bijan Robinson, who was criminally just underutilized last season within Atlanta with Arthur Smith running the offense. So you'd have to trade for Tyler. And once again, I don't think this is all that likely because Green Bay doesn't really make moves like this. But if it hits the fan and Aaron Jones is gone, Goot's certainly picking up that phone. Tyler Algier had over 1,000 rushing yards in his rookie season. They drafted Bijan last year, so only 186 attempts, but he did have 683 rushing yards. So that's it for today. Packers fans, let me know your thoughts. Is Aaron Jones back with Green Bay next season? Or are they going to be able to figure this out? He is once again under contract. But that's it for me. Hit that like button, hit that sub button, and let me know your thoughts on those potential replacements and or complementary running backs for Aaron Jones. Peace.